Okay, so war. Okay, national interest. We can all agree on that at times what's best for the nation is warfare. You have just war, you have guerrilla warfare. There's many levels of war. Now, one thing about war is, of course, you need soldiers, you need money, and you need arms. Okay, so we're going to discuss in the future the security, weapons of mass destruction. We're going to discuss a growing economy and things like that, right? But here, let's stay back in the 1800s and describe how revolution and foreign international affairs, especially wars with other nations, and how it can cause your empire to fall here, right? So here we're going to discuss kind of like the fall of the French Empire, all right? So how much did Jefferson purchase the Louisiana Territory? So Americans, they were bound for manifest destiny. They said, listen, we're going to rule from sea to sea here, whether you guys like it or not, okay? If we have to go to war, we're going to expand, right? So the French Empire, they realized it was like, hey, listen, we have a lot of war going on, and war costs money, right? So in order to fund these wars, um, Jefferson was offered the entire Louisiana Territory. Okay, now how much did Jefferson purchase the Louisiana Territory? Well, $15 million. So Jefferson purchased the Louisiana Territory for $15 million. Now, um, I guess this purchase happened in around the early 1800s, 1803. Um, and if I was to dictate or recite, like a, we'll say like give you an estimate of how much territory was purchased. It went from Texas, um, maybe to what is now known as the west of Florida. That'll be the south, right? Went all the way north to Canada, of course. And if you want to give like an estimate of northwest, it kind of reached Oregon County. So that was a big gain, a big territory gain. Of course, you still had Oregon County that needed to be purchased, and you had Texas that needed to still been conquered. You also had California that needed to get conquered as well or bought. All right. Um. So that was the Louisiana Territory, all right, and they purchased it in the early 1800s, 1803, and they bought it for $15 million. An amazing purchase, and that was because the French were under too much warfare, and war is costly, and they were desperate need of this money.